Good morning. So I just wanted to make this little video to talk a little bit about a project that I've been working on for a little while now, and it's called the Amazonian Arts. And I think many of us are really aware of the time that we're living in. The zeitgeist of the times that we live in, where we're on the peak of ecological breakdown, disappearance of species, the conflict between men and women. And the Amazonian Arts was kind of born as an answer to the creation of, I guess, a new story, a new mythology, a new way of moving forward, and not just personally, but collectively. The founder of Amazonian Arts, Akalita, often references Joanna Macy's reference to the Great Turning, and that we're living in this time of the Great Turning. And the way that I have come on board with this project is through working with the Plant Spirit Realm, on behalf of the Plant Spirit Realm, with the Amazonian Arts archetypes. So there's 13 warrioresses, that archetypes that have kind of been channeled through by the women who are working on this project in Akalita. And these archetypes kind of speak to a way of moving forward, a way that we can, I guess, redefine our culture and our unconscious stories moving forward. And so I have spoken on behalf of the plants, and so for each archetype there is a particular plant spirit that is associated with each plant. Now I'm going to put a list of them in this blog so you can have a look. And the way that I'm getting involved in this project is that, yes, we're here to talk about the new stories and create the new stories, but unless we fully own and are aware of our personal stories within this collective story, we're not going to really be able to change anything. Our subconscious programming is there. The trauma of thousands of years of patriarchy is there. And so my part in this project is to work with the women who are coming through once they receive their Amazonian Arts archetype. They get an astrology reading, and the archetype that's there for you will present herself. And then with me, we dive a little bit deeper using the healing medicine of the plant spirit that presents itself for each archetype. And the plant spirit lets us know what's lurking in the subconscious, what's blocking you from being able to step into the medicine of this archetype that's presented herself for you. And one thing that the plant spirit realm is really good at is, what they've communicated with me is that they feel that all of us are here as healers. So not healers, then you have to be a Reiki master or a kinesiologist like me. But that when we fully embody and be who we are medicine simply by being. And so in healing sessions with me, we work out what is in the way of you being able to be exactly who you are. And there's often lots of things. That can be the cultural story that's made you feel like you can't have a voice anymore in the world, or it could be trauma that you have experienced in your life, or that you've inherited through your ancestral lines. And there's a lot of trauma there. And I feel like, this intergenerational trauma is a really big thing that's blocking a lot of us back from stepping forward. Our bodies remember what has been. And in order for us to step into where we need to go, where we need to evolve, that story needs to come into alignment within us, so we can be the antidote to the poison that we carry. Sometimes it's even karmic. So the kind of places that we can go in one-on-one healings with the Amazonian Arts is deep and wide and very personal. So I'm kind of bringing that element of what's your personal story within this larger, greater story, because they're always impacting each other. You know, our environment, nature versus nurture, is always happening at once. So yes, that's a little bit about what I'm doing with that. And as a launch kind of celebration, I'm giving away a healing with the spirit of myrrh. And the spirit of myrrh is the matron plant for the entire project. So she's not with a particular archetype, but she will speak to every single woman who comes through, and it is a plant spirit that we can call upon with her medicine. And there was one part in particular that I felt to talk to today in that she's given me many messages on what it is that she's here to do for women, but there was one point in particular that I felt to really share before we do this giveaway, in particular because we need it, I feel. So what Myrrh said was, within the Amazonian arts, she wishes to make sure that each archetype of the fierce feminine remembers to return to her open heart and to honour her feelings in the same ways that she may learn to honour her weapons. Myrrh is here to remind us that we are able to walk the line of fierceness and softness at the same time. Myrrh is here to remind us that this is always our path. We do not destroy for the sake of destroying. We destroy for the sake of rebuilding, and nothing is worth rebuilding without an open, vibrant heart at its centre. So, you know, heart medicine, I think in particular, that's why I wanted to mention trauma and this collective story, because it hasn't been safe in the world, especially for women, for a very long time. So we have learnt to protect ourselves often by shutting down our heart. Men have done the same thing. So this heart medicine is blocked in most of us. I've yet to kind of meet someone that's doesn't have any kind of blockage around their heart space. I think simply by being human at this time on the planet, that is something that will happen. So that's all I really want to say on that. So we'll be sharing it on Instagram and Facebook, so you can enter the competition, and the woman who comes forth, I'll be asking Myrrh to choose who that is. So blessings to you, dear sisters and brothers, if you're watching this. Thank you.